and the video making the rounds, and I loved seeing and hearing all those songs again.
Right.
How was that whole experience for you to dig into that? You've really, Bruce, to me, and I think this is great, by the way, in the last few years especially, seem to really be embracing your era of Kiss and really sort of bringing it out there, whether you're doing it on your own on social media now and playing some songs from your house or doing that band from time to time. So talk a little bit about that, if you will.
Well, it was always my goal and celebration in my, of my music career to wave the flag of my 12 years in the band, because I think it's a big part. It's enough of a chunk of Kiss, and of course, very unique with no makeup. I went through obviously Eric Carr, who we all loved and missed, and then Eric Singer, who of course has had tremendous success currently in the band for many, many years. But the amount of albums we did and everything. And the fact that when Kiss went back and makeup, of course, first with Ace and now Tommy, the majority of the set list was a lot of stuff from the early years, as you know. And I always did feel that my era had some fantastic songs. Some of the Kiss fans actually got hip to Kiss from tours that I did, and there's various records and tours that made that impression because of the age group. That's the great thing about being part of the Kiss family, is this multi-generational fan, base, which is I'm blessed with. So yes, I love representing it. So when I finally got that opportunity, especially to work with guys like Todd, Zach, and Brent, who are big Kiss fans, huge. Okay.
I know.
To do the cruise, the idea would be, well, there's so many songs. I made a Spotify playlist of every song I was involved with the band, and it was huge. If it amounted to probably close to 100 songs. So how am I going to represent that in an hour and 15-minute set? So I decided to do some medleys, and those guys are the perfect guys to do that. We'd hash out, obviously you can't do everything from a Hot in the Shade album, so you pick like 3 or 4 that could run into each other. I got this from really the Rat Pack. They used to do things with medleys and all that, and I would hear that. I'm a big fan of that kind of music, and I realized there's nothing wrong with starting off with one tune and then just segue into another. So then it would be the Revenge medley, the Haunt the Shade medley, of course full songs, but with the power of Todd's vocals, Todd Kearns and Zach Throne to cover the Gene stuff, and then Brent being an amazing drummer, and these guys can play their instruments fantastic. We can cover anything from my era. I'm the one that's a little reluctant sometimes to play some of the stuff where I think is like, oh my God, what was I doing on the guitar? Because how many years have gone on since Asylum, let's say, So I think it's been a win-win for the fans and personally for me, and I'm very fortunate for that.
It's awesome, and I got to tell you, being so close with those guys, we text and talk all the time. And when they were rehearsing that stuff and going through it, and I text Zach, and he'd be like, "I'm deep into Carnival of Souls right now. What's going on?" And then I'll be like, "Okay, well, are you doing Rain?" And he's like, "Oh, right," because we're all as geeky as anything. And then I would hit him with, "You got to do I'll Fight Hell to Hold You." I'll tell Todd, and I'm like, "You can't get up that high singing." He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to try to do it," and it was so much fun to hear it. And then of course I wasn't on the cruise, but to be able to see the video of it. And Todd and Brent brought this up a couple weeks ago, thanks to the social media world. I mean, even though you only do it on the cruise, it has taken on another life where people around the world have now seen it. Do you think, Bruce, that it's viable for you guys to be able to go out and do that even as a club show or club tour? Do you think that's possible?
Well, let's act like everything's normal, okay? Because we know the music business is not normal now. I think in some areas it might have been, although it is so hard, especially if it was East Coast and we all live out here, to get there and do a run of 10 dates. There were people that talked, as you're well aware, I've been with Grand Funk 20 years now, and we can work almost every weekend. I am able to go and do things like the Kiss Cruise and go off maybe to Australia or Europe or do something for a week or two, but it's not that easy to just schedule it. And those guys get busy with Slash, and Zach plays with a million different people. But I would like to say in a normal world that we'd be able to do some things. And yet, there's nothing better than a captured audience of 2,500 Kiss fans to serve that up to, okay, on a big pool deck stage And thank God. I mean, I'd love to professionally have filmed it, but fans do that, because that kind of stuff's not really allowed on the cruise. It belongs to the cruise and that event. So what the fans have captured certainly got the word out there, of which I'm real proud of. And I'm blown away by watching those videos myself. And even